tale. So quite a strange tale this week, to say the least. It's quite a quirky one. I'm not quite sure what to make of this one, but I hope you enjoy the story of Cadwaladrs Goat.
Cadwaladr owned a very fine goat named Jenny, of which he was extremely fond, and which seemed equally fond of him. But one day, as if possessed, she ran away into the hills, with Cadwaladr tearing after her, half mad with anger and affright. At last his Welsh blood got so hot, as the goat eluded him again and again, that he flung a stone at her, which knocked her over a precipice, and she fell bleating to her doom. Cadwaladr made his way to the foot of the crag, and the goat was dying, but not dead. The goat licked his hand, which so affected the poor man that he burst into tears. As the moon rose, and still he sat there, he suddenly found that the goat had become transformed into a beautiful young woman. She had brown eyes, and as her head lay on his arm, she looked into his eyes in a very disturbing way. "Ah, Cadwaladr," she said, "at last I have found you." Now, Cadwaladr had a wife at home, and was very much discomfited by this circumstance. But when the goat arose and put her black slipper on the end of the moonbeam, she held out her hand to him, and his hand linked with hers, and he went with her. They were soon on the top of the highest mountain in Wales, surrounded by a vapoury company of goats with shadowy horns. These then raised a most unearthly bleating about his ears. One, which seemed to be the king, had a voice that sounded above the din, as the castle bells of Carmarthen used to do long ago. Suddenly this one rushed at Cadwaladr, and butting him in the stomach, sent him toppling over a crag. When he came to himself after this fall, the morning sun was shining on him, and the birds were singing over his head. But he saw no more of either his goat or the fairy she had turned into, from that day until his death.
So, like I said, quite an odd one, wasn't it? And a very questionable character there, old Cadwaladr. The fact that in the story, the goat was transformed into a beautiful young lady, and he was willing to elope with her. He's ready to run off, even though he had a poor wife at home, just abandoning her to run off with this newfound love of his then. But he did seem to have his comeuppance in the end when the king goat kind of headbutted him off the cliff there. So very strange one, very interesting one. I enjoyed researching it, enjoyed looking at it. Hopefully you enjoyed listening, guys. And as always, if you've heard anything similar, there's many stories like that I've heard about animals transforming into various other things. So share your thoughts, share your comments, other stories like this. Let me know by all means. Remember to always like and subscribe, and I look forward to bringing you the next video. I will see you all next week, and be careful out there. Thank you.